Hey everybody, this is Bill at Whole Life Soaps, and this is episode 3 of Can You Soap With It? And I've been promising to do some cucumber or pickle variation, but I'm still investigating it. It'll come. It'll come. Today, though, we've got peaches and cream, folks. Sit back and watch me go, okay? So, where are we at? It looks almost like spring outside, although I know winter's still knocking around the corner. But today we are going to do a peaches and cream soap. Still working on the pickle recipe, so I'll probably get that one done next week. Yeah, already said that.
Stick with me, it'll be here. But today we're going to use pureed peaches. We're going to use coconut cream to make our soap. Okay. I'm going to be scenting it today with a island coconut scent oil from Berry. If you read the instructions, it says it behaves well in cold processed soap, which means it won't accelerate my batch, but it will turn it brown. So I'm going to be using a little bit of yellow mica, a little bit of tangerine mica, and a little bit of titanium dioxide. Mixed them all together here already. I've taken some of the oils from my soap batches and created kind of a peach color. So, and that will be used to color my soap. I'm going to use the cream in one batch, and I'm going to use the peaches in the other batch. And we're going to mix these one batch at a time. So that way, I can have a base layer, and then I can have a top layer. So it's going to be kind of like it's going to look kind of like a creamsicle. The orange on the bottom, all on the top. So,
yeah, good luck with that. That's not quite how it turned out, but we'll get there.
I think it'll turn out nice. So let's get started.
Still turned out nice, but
this is our typical recipe here. It's coconut oil, olive oil, castor oil, and shea butter. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my peach puree. And you can use fresh peaches if you have them available. You can use frozen peaches if you're not in season. I use frozen. But basically, you just add just enough water in the blender to cover the blades. You add your peaches to it, and you're just going to add the entire mixture to your oils.
Soap making tip right here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I said add just enough to cover your blades. Maybe if I was using one peach, that would have worked. But I'm making a 15-pound batch of soap, not a 1-pound batch. So I used, about 10, 12 ounces of frozen peaches. And my blender wouldn't cut through them. I had to add probably 6, 8 ounces of water. So in my lye mixture for this batch right here, I discounted 8 ounces from that because it was already in the peaches, and I didn't want there to be excess water in the soap because it could cause the soap to sweat, cause lye to pool. It still might too. We don't know how these peaches are going to react inside the chemical reaction. I've never used them. I've made a peaches and cream soap before, but just one that smelled that way. I've never actually put fruit in it. So let's watch.
Okay. And then you're going to take your stick blender and you're going to blend it together before adding any lye or anything else to the soap.
No. First off, that's my favorite stick blender, and it met its demise right here. It's not caught on tape because I had paused the camera between some stuff, but I basically blew up that stick, and then I blew up another stick, and it's a good thing I have 3. I've never had my equipment fail like that before. I mean, they are old, so I guess it was time, but it's kind of sad. Anyway, you're going to mix it all up, okay? You're going to get that peach puree in there. And you're going to make sure that you have no chunks floating around in your soap mix, okay? So let's get to it. You don't need to listen to me blending. That's really annoying, okay? And now we're going to add in the color. Notice, let's back it up a little bit. I want you to watch what I did. Okay, I'll let myself explain because that way we get all the color in.
Get it all out.
I dip it in and just kind of use the soap mixture.
This way, that once the lye is mixed in,
yeah,
then it becomes you can get chemical burn if you're not careful.
Yeah, this is just the oil, so there's no lye in this soap yet.
One shots.
Okay, but it comes out a really nice peach color. Okay, so let's blend it all together. And I'm going to show you what the color looks like right here.
I'll show it to you. See, we went from having clear oil to this nice creamy peach color, which is what I want since it is a peach soap, right?
And it will hold once the lye is added. So let's get that done. Let's add the lye to the mixture. I did add sodium lactate to this again. I do want it to be hard when it's done. One thing you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is instead of using sodium lactate, you can use a couple tablespoons of table salt in your lye water. It will help to harden your soap. It's not as good as sodium lactate, but it's something that you can use in a pinch. And if you want to say, hey, my soap's all natural, that way you didn't add a quote-unquote unnatural ingredient to your soap, that's one way to do it. I find it does make soap a little bit more brittle when you use straight salt, though, so it's just something to keep in mind. So, all right, so in between doing that peach soap, which is over here, and doing this, I had kind of an explosion of my blender, so I had to change my stick out. This is my second stick here with the blue edge. I got a third stick in there, so I'm lucky I didn't break them all, but now we're going to add the coconut cream to the second batch. I haven't poured anything yet.
Equipment malfunction, but we're ready to go with the second half of this soap before we pour. This is coconut cream. Buy a can of coconut cream, stick it in the refrigerator overnight, and it'll harden up enough for you to scoop it out, and it will separate from the coconut water that's in there. Just like you did with the peaches, you want to incorporate this first.
I'm annoyed because of what happened, so I apologize if I'm a little flighty in the video.
So this is coconut cream.
And even though it was thick like clay, it melts right up in that oil if your oils are warm enough, and it incorporates really nicely. I'm hoping that it holds the white of its color. I didn't add any extra color to it, so we'll see what happens. So I got my lye in, and then I will get the rest of my fragrance in. I did short myself a little in fragrance. I wasn't sure how it would react. I should have used 8.5 ounces. I ended up using closer to 6. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to accelerate this batch too much. I hate this particular stick. It spins funny, and it doesn't mix as well as my good ones. So it takes a long time to get the soap going. So we're going to speed up through here and be done. Okay, so we're going to get ready to pour. All right, here we go.
Take this guy, fill him up.
So let's. Oh, I know. Part of the problem is these did not want to get firm. They didn't want to come to like a good thick trace. They would only get to light trace. I could not get them to trace up any harder. So I'm not sure how the additives are going to affect the soap. So instead of doing like that orange layer, I'm just going to try to like swirl it and get a couple other effects in there. So I'm using my funnel pourers to do that. And so we're going to see if that did any better. I can tell you it didn't. I ended up just having to pour like I usually do and swirl. Okay, but I'll talk about that technique right there. So here we go.
I'm going to pour off the spatula so that it doesn't bleed into the layer below it. And so what it does is it helps to create a layer on top so that you can get a different color that doesn't sink all the way through. So we're going to end up probably with the swirl of these soaps, but it's okay. Wasn't how I wanted to go, but it's what we're going to go with.
Yeah, this whole day was a fiasco, but I'm not going to throw soap away. It did turn out pretty nice. So I ended up layering it like that. I ended up having to go back through and swirl it because it did just fall right through. So add a little swirl there in the middle, and then we'll just do the pores, and we'll swirl the rest of it once it gets to the top, you know. So don't waste anything. That front mold is a little bit more empty than the one in the back, but you can see how it's kind of turned out. So I've added my swirl. All right, let's back up just a second. There we go. Okay.
So, but either way, we'll show that on the reveal next week, whether it's a fail or whether it worked out. So thanks for watching. This has been episode 3 of CanYouSoapIt. I'm Bill McConnell. I'm the owner and the soap maker here at Whole Life Soaps in Brightwood, California. If you're ever in San Gabriel Mountains, we give us a holler. Peace.
Yeah, exactly. And it is turning out pretty good. I've looked at it. It's hardening up pretty nice because it's still the same day. So thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody.